Hey guys, welcome to Technability. I'm Berge, and what we have here is a Galaxy Mega, Samsung Galaxy Mega 6.3. Alright, before we get into everything else, including specs and hardware, let's just look at the actual physical build of the phone. You could see the volume rockers right there. You could see the micro USB charging port. Of course, you got the power button right there. And you got the 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as the IR blaster, or the IR port, which can be utilized as a remote control, similar to what you find on the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One. Alright, you can see the back of the device. It's just, plastic back plate that's removable if you want to include other accessories such as flip covers and whatnot. It's a very thin device. It's 8mm in thickness, which basically puts it in line with the Galaxy S4, and it looks very similar to the Galaxy S4. It actually looks more similar to the Galaxy S4 than the Note 3 does, which is pretty interesting. So in any case, let's go ahead and turn this on. You can see the power button right there. You got the back button here, menu button right here, all the other bells and whistles on the front, including the proximity sensor, front-facing camera, and of course you have the rear camera right here. The rear camera, I believe, is an 8 megapixel, and the front is a 1.9 megapixel. Alright, so in any case, you can see when I turn on the device, you have touchwiz. It's on top of Android Jelly Bean 4.2.2. If I go to settings here, show you guys right here. If I go to About Device, you got Android 4.2.2. Alright, so this is upgradable. It's a future-proof device. You are going to get updated specs. Now, there is one issue in this in that regard, is that development isn't as evident and prevalent for this device as it should be. But in any case, for the most part, it is a future-proof device in the sense that Samsung has stated that they will be updating the device with future updates to touchwiz as well as Android. Alright, now let's go through the specs here. You got a 720p by 1280 display. So it's a 720p display. It's LCD. This is not Super AMOLED. So you get about 233 pixels per inch. You got a 1.7 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon 400 processor with an Adreno 305 GPU. You got I believe it's 1 gigabyte RAM. I could be wrong about that. Actually, no, it's 1.5 gigabyte RAM. So you got almost 2 gigabytes, which is, solid for what it's worth in terms of multitasking and whatnot. You can see the multitasking right there. I could just close them all out by pushing that button right there. And of course, as I said, you have an 8 megapixel rear camera, Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean with touchwiz, and all the other bells and whistles that come along with the device. Alright, so let's get started here with the software. You see the lock screen, very simple. You can access the notification bar here on the lock screen or the quick settings panel. Of course, you also have the ability to unlock the device anywhere on the display. And you can see right off the bat, the way that Varo, who I have to give credit to for giving us this device, you can see the way he has his home screen set up is very simple, very minimalist. You got two screens basically, and it's infinite scroll, so you can just keep going and going and going. But of course, when you have two screens, you're not going too far. Alright, you can see the folders here. Alright, the folders you have to manually create with touchwiz. In other words, you can't take an icon and drag it into another icon to create a folder. It's one of the issues I've had with touchwiz throughout the years. Hopefully something that they address in the future. Otherwise, let's just go ahead and look at the camera here. This is a gorgeous camera, and there was a feature here that takes a picture. I think it's smile. It takes a picture. Smile. Okay, you can see how that works. I could just basically go ahead and flip the camera here to the rear camera. See the quality of that. Okay, so taking pictures. You got all sorts of different settings for the camera and whatnot. You have a video, obviously. You have different modes. You can see auto, night, sports, panorama. You got rich tone, sound, best face, continuous shot. Continuous shot basically is just if you hold down the camera button here, just takes a bunch of photos. That processes the best one and then saves it for you. Alright, if you click right up here, you get the actual photos in the gallery. So there's the photo I just took. If I pinch in, nothing happens. I can obviously pinch to zoom. Alright, so you got sharing options up here which integrate with third-party apps. You got all your other photos down here that you just took via the continuous shot. So if you want to share multiple photos, you could do that. You could delete the photo. You can also edit the photo. That's actually Samsung's editing app that they integrate in with touchwiz. So you could crop it, rotate it. There's various different effects and whatnot. I could, change it to grayscale, for example, gray matter. Alright, save that. And thus the image has been saved. I could exit out of there. I can go back to the gallery by just clicking on it, and there's a hover feature here. You can see I'm hovering over the screen to actually view the images, so I'm not actually touching the screen. So Air View is available on this. There's a lot of the gimmicks that come with the S4 are available on this device. Let's take a video here and show you guys how this is done. Let's do it on manually. Alright, so you can see I'm taking a video here. Very simple concept, right? Taking a video. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop that. You can pause the video, by the way, while you're recording. You can take pictures while you're in the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop that. Okay, so there's the video right there. Alright, so you can see I'm taking a video here. Very simple concept, right? You can see I can hover over it. So let's go ahead and stop that. Alright, so the hover feature applies here in the video as well. While you're in the video. And the sound is really loud. It's a really, really loud, good speaker in terms of just clarity and loudness. It's definitely not as clear as what you're going to get on, say, the boom sound speakers of the One, or maybe even the iPhone 5, but it's very clear for what it's worth. Alright, let's just go into the settings so you can see the various different features. You have the connection features, NFC, S-Beam, etc. Of course, you also have the My Device features, which are all the customizations that you get in terms of accessibility, power saving mode, which you got motions and gestures, obviously, which is what we just went ahead and showcased. You got smart screen, air view. Again, we showcased air view. You got display settings, LED indicator settings. Right, you can see the LED indicator, charging, low battery notifications, voice recording. All right, then you got accounts, obviously, which are all your accounts. Then you got more, which is basically the developer options, about device, etc. Now, speaking in terms of developer options, there isn't much development yet for this device. This is something that when the phone comes out for AT&T officially in the US, there is going to be more development, but right now, if you're looking to install official builds of, say, CM, you're not going to get that. So if you're a big developer buff, you may want to look elsewhere, but I wouldn't let that deter you, because developers have stated that they are going to develop ROMs and port over popular ROMs to this device. Now let's just go ahead and look at some video here and show you guys what video looks like. Okay. Go ahead and type in Technability. Search. Beautiful screen. This screen is absolutely gorgeous. It's big, it's vibrant, it's clear. That's what you want, right? Alright, you can see the new YouTube here. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate that. Alright, see, the sound gets muffled because the speaker's on the back.
Hey guys, welcome to Technability. I'm Barrett. I'm Marvel. You guys all...
Alright, let's put it in high quality here. This obviously depends on the network as well.
Technability, I'm Barrett. I'm Marvel. You guys are watching Technicast, but aside from being a Technicast, actually, we're going to do a how-to video. A how-to is actually 6 ways to increase the speed of your Android phone. So I'm going to basically discuss one, then Vorm will discuss one, and we'll go back and forth here.
You can access the notification bar while you're in the video.
Detail in our approach with this,
settings.
And we're going to give as much...
So there's video quality, which is really good. If I use 2 fingers, I can get my quick settings menu, which you can see, various amount of features there. Bluetooth, multi-window, which is a really cool feature, by the way. So you can just kind of swipe over here, open a separate app. Let's say I open the gallery. Let's say I open internet. All right. Put the gallery right there. Now you got multi-window. Awesome feature. I can browse the web here at technability.com while I'm looking at photos. All right, you can see if I want to just basically expand this, I could do that as such, and there you go. Alright, so here's the web browser. Absolutely gorgeous. Web browsing on this device with this 6.3-inch display is gorgeous. And even though it's only 230 pixels per inch, it's still very clear because the screen is just so big. And you can see the keyboard is huge, so anybody is going to be able to type on this keyboard. Okay, so really, really solid keyboard. Right, you can see Technability right there. And if I was to just go ahead and look at the tabs, I could do that right here. Alright, there's the various tabs. Okay, you could swipe them away, and then you could just close out of the browser. So okay, let's go ahead and look at some third-party games, such as Temple Run 2 here. Let's look at what games look like on this device. Such a big, gorgeous display. It's just playing a game on this is likely a very enjoyable experience, and it is. I mean, no doubt about that. Playing games on this is a very enjoyable experience, and I'm going to showcase that right here with Temple Run 2. Okay, let's play. Dual-core processor, Adreno 305 GPU. That means you're going to get solid graphics, solid frame rate, solid speeds. Again, this thing is built to play high graphic-intensive games and apps. This thing is gorgeous. Look at that. Or if I want to exit out, just do that. If I want to close out of all my tasks, I could just hold the home button, or just close them out all at once. If I double tap the home button, Okay, nothing happens there. If I hold down the menu button, you get Google Now or Google Search. If I hold the back button, nothing happens there. Alright, so let's look at media. Obviously, you have different various media apps that you can download third party. Let's do a Quadrant Benchmark here. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the benchmark. Now this device is set to compete with the likes of, I suppose set to compete with the likes of all the other phablet handsets that are going to be coming out. Sony's releasing them, LG, you got HTC releasing the One Max eventually, and of course you have the Galaxy Note 3, but Samsung's not necessarily competing with themselves. But in any case, this device does have a market. It's such a beautiful big thin device, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in comparison to other devices here, just to give you an idea of size and whatnot. Size matters in this case, right? I mean, it almost looks like a tablet. It's such a beautiful device. If you were to just look at it from this perspective of where I'm standing, it almost looks like a Note 8 tablet. Alright, let's look at benchmark scores. You got a score of 7101, which is actually really good. Alright, now in terms of sheer speed, this device is pretty fast. Just panning through screens, you can see it's immediate to my touch. When I go to the app drawer, you can see how immediate to my touch that is. Obviously, getting widgets and placing widgets on the home screen. Just take the widget right here. I can just place it right there. Move it around if I want. Alright, I could remove it by just taking it, swiping it away. Alright, so widgets, simple. Notification bar, obviously quick settings panel. So in just terms of overall speed, it's a pretty fast device. You can see I'm entering and exiting every single app I possibly could. Okay. So you see how that works. Let's look at the calculator here. You can obviously drag down to see your previous calculated information. Okay, you could see Google Earth. You can see the icons just close up, clear, crisp. Alright, so you can see that. Again, just show you guys a close-up of the speed. Alright, if I was to go here, I could just kind of pan through all these things. That's like that. Alright, I could do the same if I had multiple home screens. Alright, so you can see my files, YouTube, and again, to multitask, you just hold down the home button, swipe them away, or just push that one little X right there. Alright, now let's go ahead and compare these phones with other handsets. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at it first with the HTC One. So 4.7 inch display. You can see the HTC One just in comparison to size. I mean, look at that thing, and this is a 4.7 inch display, so it's not small by any stretch, but you could see I could practically put this inside the screen. Alright, now you can see it in comparison to the Note 2. Obviously the Note 2 is a 5.5 inch display. It has more bezel. You can see the Mega 6.3 has smaller bezel. It's also thinner. You can see the thinness right there. Alright, so even the Note looks small in comparison. Alright, so that's the Note 2. And here is the wild card. Everybody's favorite Apple phone, or actually Apple's only phone, which is the iPhone 5. Alright, so look at that. That is an absolute, this thing looks like a little Snickers bar in comparison to the Mega. It really does. I mean, not only does it fit in the screen, I think I could fit 4 of these in the screen, but you can see the size difference with the iPhone 5 and the Mega 6.3. Absolutely phenomenal in terms of size differences. Alright, so that's in comparison. Actually, let's just go ahead and put them all on the screen at once here. Alright, you can see that. The Mega is just absolutely mega in size. It's huge. Alright, so you can see that right there. Alright, so you got the Mega 6.3, you got the 5.5 Note 2, 4.7 HTC One, and 4-inch iPhone 5. So let's drag those out of the way. Alright, so other features on the Mega, obviously you have the calendar, which is, just basically touchwiz's calendar. You can add an event by just clicking up there. You could do that also through Google Now. You have the clock, obviously, which is just touchwiz's clock. You got world clock, stopwatch, timer, desktop clock, etc. You have other various apps such as S-Note, S-Memo, S-Voice, etc. So all of those are preloaded on this device. You can see the folders right there. You got Antutu, Quadrant, Speed Test, Memory Cleaner. Obviously, you have all the reference. Well, at least in this phone, we got a folder named References, which is voice search, Google+, basically Google Apps for the most part, plus a few browsers. Alright, so you can see there's a little bit of slowdown there, which, again, development. That's what we need for this device, so that would be great if we got a little bit of development. But for all intents and purposes, this is a fantastic device. I like it a lot. I like the Mega. I'm a fan. They're going to sell this on AT&T. It's likely going to be priced at a mid-range price. It's not a mid-range phone for all intents and purposes, but specs-wise, I think that is what they consider it. So again, this is the Galaxy Mega 6.3 by Samsung. You're watching Technability. Don't forget to check us out at www.technability.com. We have updated content there every day. It's original content every day updated. Check that out on technability.com. Reviews, comparisons, podcasts. We got entertainment and opinion pieces and more. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got some big things coming here at Technability, so continue to check us out. Otherwise, my name is Berge. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good weekend.